All right, YouTube fam, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to take a look at some Tom Brady Super Bowl tickets. All right, we all know the most iconic 28-3, third quarter, a couple minutes left. The greatest comeback ever, Tom Brady. I picked up that ticket. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. I also picked up a couple other Super Bowl tickets. My goal is to get all 7 Super Bowl tickets. Well, yesterday, I picked up 3. I already have 2. That means I got 2 more to go for the 7. All right, guys. I'm pretty pumped to get these. Felt like I got a good price. It's a guy I bought from locally in the past. He hit me up and he said, hey, listen, I got 3 more tickets ready for you if you want them. Didn't even need to negotiate. Price was good. Really good. We had a deal. All right, let's take a look at those tickets. They happen to be in that shelf right above me. So give me a second. I'm going to grab them, and we'll take a look. All right, guys, so I'm going to start with the earliest one. This is 2005. Now, by the way, these are full ticket stubs. So basically, I don't know when this started, but all of a sudden grading tickets became kind of popular. And you know, the market on these have kind of really cooled off. What I paid for all 3 of these at one point, the one in the middle, which a lot of Grail tickets for collectors, is basically pays for the lot. Okay, the one in the middle, which I'll show you behind me in a few minutes. Let's just get there. All right, so 2005. This is a PSA 9. This is the yellow. This is the Dion Branch MVP. This is a really clean ticket, guys. Full stub. I have some of his very first Super Bowls where they don't have the stub on the bottom, the little here. It's just the top portion. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I just think having all 7 at some point is going to look amazing. I actually own a duplicate of this now. Actually, let's take a look at it. Yeah. So this is a duplicate I own of this one. See how this is what I'm saying. So this stub here on the bottom is attached. This one's off. Not that it matters to me, to collectors. A lot of them do like to have the full stub. This was really cheap, and I bought this a long time ago. But this is where it's at. PSA 9, really clean. Take a look at the back. You know, the one thing about the Super Bowl tickets I'll say is this. When you look at them, you start to like some of the images a little bit more than others. And then some of the colors you might like a little bit more than others. To me, so far, I've noticed that the more recent stuff have like 3 or 4 variations, you know. Sometimes if you're doing like a color scheme, you might look for that. Me personally, right now, I just want all 7. All right, so this is 2005, guys. Let's go take a look at the next one. All right, so we're going to go in order, so that means we're skipping. We're not to the big one yet. We're going to 2015. Guys, probably out of 7 of his Super Bowls, 5 of them I can recall exactly where I was in that moment. I was working a banquet for Tao Group in Las Vegas. I was watching it while working. And I remember that play, and I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. Early on, I wasn't a big Brady fan by any means. Later in his career, I started appreciating and respecting what he's done. But at one point, I was just like, I was hoping Seattle would win that. And I was thinking, they just threw that interception on the 1-yard line. Guys, this is another one where for me, you could say, I mean, there's a certain sense of like, every time you look at this, you're going to be like a blast in the past. Who are you with? Where you're at? What's going on? What were you drinking? You know, what were you doing? It's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, this takes me back to that particular time, 2015. And literally, everybody and their mother was like, wow, they didn't run the ball. But anyways, so this is another one for the collection. This is a PSA 9, guys. This is another really nice ticket, by the way. I'll say this: the holograph on the hologram on the back. It's like the authentic way to notice these from the reels from the fake without them getting graded. I would do your research. I'm only buying these graded at this point because I want them all graded. I think it looks cool, especially when I have all 7 together. But the hunt for these continue. I'm not really crazy about paying high prices for these. When I tell you the price I paid for all three, you guys will be like, yeah, that's a good deal. A lot of these are like $300 in this grade each, roughly. Besides the last one I'm going to show you, that's like a $600 to $700 ticket in that grade and price. But overall, full ticket stub, PSA 9, I mean, really clean. I'm not going to show you in this video. I bought an early Brady Super Bowl ticket, and it kind of, when you move, it kind of changes the image, which I thought was really cool for an early ticket. Although this is clean, I like the little logo here, the $1,200 price range. Some of the suites I've noticed don't have prices. If you have a little suite, or you have a section that's kind of like, you know, reserved, they don't put dollar amounts. Lots of different populations, variations, like I've mentioned before. These are just really cool because they're still affordable, but what's going to be really special about this set is when all 7 of them come together, and then you have more of a premium, in my opinion. You know, I could tell you right now, they probably made tons of these, but the reality is, how many people, when they went to this Super Bowl at that time, said, let me keep that safe and clean, and you know what I mean? Because we all know you put it in your pocket, la-di-da-di, but it turned into a thing, and now these are pretty desirable. Let's get you to the last one, the big one, the greatest comeback in all of sports, in my opinion, for a Super Bowl, for a World Series, for an NBA championship. I don't think anybody touches this comeback, and I really think it's the world's greatest comeback. If you don't agree, let me know below. All right, guys, so this is the big one. This is the big one because of not only nostalgia for me being at my uncle's house, watching the game live with family around, but really it just goes to show you anything is possible if you believe. And this is what makes this so special. Brady was the MVP. They won 34-28 Atlanta in overtime. 2017. This is the green variation. There's $1,100 here. Price ticket they paid. All right. Now, price. I bought all 3 tickets for $500, guys. It's a good deal, I'm telling you right now. He even told me, look at this Houston in the background. That's so cool. Like, that's when you know the difference between the reals and the fakes. I'm sure there's some people out there, you know, maybe they could duplicate that. I don't know, but it would seem like a lot of work. All right. This is such a clean ticket. I know it's an 8. It looks almost like a 9 to me, just like the other ones, but I'm not a grading expert. But to me, this is the one worth having, because as history goes on, that game will always be iconic. All the Super Bowl is going to have their place and time, but when you think of one of the greatest sports comeback ever in a World Series, NBA championship, a Stanley Cup, a football game, when you think about everything, I have to put this up there. 28-3, third quarter, roughly 3 minutes left, I believe. Like, it's kind of magical to get it to overtime. If you guys aren't familiar with that game, go on YouTube and watch it. Thank me later. But everybody here most likely knows about this game. So this is really cool for me. This is the piece, guys, I've been wanting. This is the one, not only because it's so iconic, the investment long term, it's going to have a demand, sure. We all know that. You look on eBay right now, you can't pick these up for under $500. I got all 3 for $5. I'm grateful for the deal. The guy knows I'm a collector, and I bought his other 2 tickets. He doesn't have the 2 I need, but I'm very close to buying one more in the next 24 hours, and then I'll have 1 left. So we'll see what happens. Once again, full stub. 2017, guys, what's crazy is this is soon going to be hitting that 10-year mark. Time flies. And remember when I say, like, oh, I remember where I was at 2015, 2017. I remember the 2019 one. I don't have that one. And then the 2021 against Mahomes. I remember all those exactly where I was at watching. So it is kind of cool. You see it and you think of that time. You think of a moment in time where you're at. But anyways, I want to share with you guys some of my Tom Brady Super Bowl tickets. Okay, so the goal is, guys, as you see behind me, this one goes right back in the middle. I've got some tickets over there that aren't Super Bowl related. I've got some more Super Bowl related tickets over here, upgrading the shelves and working on the display. But you own something, you just feel like, wow, I can't believe I own that. That feels so cool. Like this makes me feel like, like you got a little piece of history in a way. I don't know why. It makes me think that way. But it's just something that I'm happy to own. But anyways, I wanted to share with you guys a couple Tom Brady pickups, Super Bowl tickets for the day. These 3, 2 more to go. Stay tuned As always, guys, if you're new here, check out some of my other content. All types of Brady collectibles, you name it. Be safe. Talk soon, guys.